Hello everyone, welcome back to the Great Edge Workshop. This is another video aimed at people who are just starting out with Tormek. In a way, it's a companion video to the one that I released a little while ago where I compared Diamond CBN and the standard SG250 wheels because a common question that I hear, that I get asked directly, but also see in forums, etc., sharpening forums, is, okay, I want to get a Tormek. Which sort of grinding wheels should I get? And hopefully, if that other video did its job correctly, then from all the people that have watched it so far, some people have gone away from that thinking, okay, the SG250 is best for me, or CBN is best for me, or Diamond is best for me. And they've gone forward. It really does depend on individual circumstances. Is grit variation an important thing? Side sharpening, customer service, etc. Forgiveness, the forgiveness of the SG250. So hopefully, as I said, everyone comes away with that with a different opinion. Which wheel to get is a common FAQ, but another one is for people who are budget limited. They know they want to get a Tormek, and they're going to maybe start out with the standard assembly. So knife sharpening with the SG250. But as my savings grow, or have a small amount of savings, what accessories, what wheels, what should I spend my money on first? And it's funny that I think a really common observation that I see over and over again is sharpeners who are just starting out want to go and spend money on all the accessory, all sorts of accessories. They want to have all the CBN wheels or all the Diamond wheels, etc. And the experienced sharpeners who get asked about this stuff say, actually, if I had a do-over, I would spend a lot more time just working with the SG250 and grow my collection more gradually. And I'm certainly in that camp, that I went very quickly to wanting to have a wide array of the wheels. So at one time I had 4 CBNs, all 3 of Tormek issued Diamond wheels, plus the SG250. And I haven't made any videos about it, but I do have the Japanese stone as well, the SJ250. Some of that is connected to the fact that I'm running a business and making these videos and wanting to share experiences about Tormek, so I wanted to be able to speak with some authority about those different items. But also a certain amount of me was, okay, that instinct that comes with, for whatever reason, something attached to the Y chromosome, or just built within sharpeners, that, you want to have all the stuff as quickly as possible. But there are circumstances where budget overrides, and so a question that I've been asked and that I like to, an answer that I often share is regarding what would I get first? Or let's say I can only afford the standard T8 plus one other thing. What would you get? And my answer, without a doubt, without hesitation, has nothing to do with grinding wheels. I would stick with the SG250 and supplement or make my first purchase this thing that I have sitting here, which is from the supplier that I bought. This is the FVB frontal vertical base. Other suppliers have different names, and in fact, all it really does is create a platform for, if I take this away and flip this over here, all it really does is create the same sort of high-level orientation of the universal support bar for when you're honing. If the camera can pick that up properly, and I think it's a really important consideration that gets overlooked a lot, because for whatever reason, when it comes to knife sharpening, grinding gets all the attention. So even I'm a little bit guilty of this, that most of my videos where I'm talking about, let's say, function and accessories of the Tormek, I'm talking about this side, the grinding side. But if you really want to have razor sharp edges, then honing is where all of that is going to be accomplished. So grinding is simply achieving an apex and then making it smoother and smoother, more and more refined. But honing, where you're really cleaning up all the debris and the disorganization of the apex, is where you really create amazing sharpness. And to have a great controlled angle solution for grinding here, you give away some of the advantage of that by having to hone freehand. And so the reason I choose as the first accessory that I would buy, the reason I choose the FVB or whatever name other suppliers put to it is because you can then do proper guided honing as well and achieve amazing sharpness. You can do that with the old school Sharpie method, but a really nice and underutilized function, let's say. So putting myself in the situation of a brand new Tormek user. I've got the T8. I'm using this Angle Master to set my angles, and I explained a little bit about how to use this in one or two videos ago. It does actually work for the leather wheel as well for honing. So with a forward vertical base, you can flip this over, and actually I'm gonna then spin my Tormek around. As you know, always pass with the grinding wheel passing in front of you. That's my view. It keeps the electrical cable nice and tidy. But now with the FVB in place, I can set up for edge trailing honing. Just gonna, drop the water tray there. And match the exact angle that I sharpen with on the honing. The thing with, Sharpie method or honing freehand is you're making an approximation to try and get the angle correct. With grinding, it's fine to do that because if you over or underestimate, you can adjust and you sort of re-correct the knife by grinding a new apex. If you've overshot or undershot, once you get it set correctly, then you're making the apex that you want. With honing, after having created an apex at a certain degree, 15 degrees per side or whatever you're aiming for, with freehand or Sharpie method where you're just going at it by guesses, if you hone too steeply, particularly if you hone too steeply, you're going to scrub away the beautiful apex that you've created. So you want to try to be accurate from the outset with honing, and FVB affords you that opportunity. Even if you don't have the software that often accompanies these, you can use your angle finder. By simply inputting the diameter of the leather wheel on here. Now, a caveat, Tormek have marked on there the LA 220, I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up there, as 220 millimeters, but if you measure it, it is actually 215. So do use, well, either take my word for it or get yourself a pair of these and measure for yourself. But your honing angle result is going to be much more accurate if you set this to 215 than if you set it to than if you follow what Tormek is suggesting, which is a diameter of 220. Now I've sharpened this knife to the familiar workhorse of my workshop. I've sharpened it to 15 degrees using the angle finder to set my angle. Stepping away from the camera for a second to grab myself a Sharpie. I'm going to mark the apex, or sorry, mark the bevel, excuse me, with the Sharpie here, and then see how I go with setting the USB height for 15 degrees on the leather wheel. So I've set that to 215 millimeters. That's the wheel diameter of the leather wheel. It's going to have to come down quite a lot here. Loosen these off. I normally do all these adjustments off camera because I don't think it's so interesting for people to watch. But here's an example where I'm going to show you live, so I still need to go quite a bit lower. We're getting pretty close. In fact, I think I just need to come. Up a little bit. I'll take some. I'll take some pictures from side view that can accompany this filming when I put it out. But I think that's just about good. So let's see how we go. Sorry, one more thing. I'm just gonna always hone with grind wheel off, just so that I don't risk hitting the handle on there. This is a nice little accessory as a spacer to take the place of the grind wheel, so that the shaft stays in place. Something I can show in more detail in a future video, but here we go. So I may have to show this by separate photographs, but the edge is marked with the Sharpie. And yes, good. Back this off. Clean. So, adding a bit of detail there, but hopefully making the case, partly at least, for why the first accessory that I would buy if I was starting out with a standard issue T8, as funds allowed, the first thing that I would buy for myself is a forward vertical base to allow precise angle honing with or without software, because as I've just shown, it works pretty well just using the Tormek angle finder. Good. I think actually that's all there is to say. So I'm gonna leave it there. 12 minutes. 12 minutes is enough, I think, for this topic. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with me. If you made it this far, please do, before you go, take a moment to click the thumbs up button and or the subscribe button. We're a tiny but growing channel, and that simple gesture costs you nothing but helps us a lot. I would really appreciate it. Thanks very much, and see you again soon.